So they haven't pulled out the yellow rope yet, right?
No.
Yeah, and that's going to be significant because when you saw them doing their search operations upstream from here in their first location, they didn't use any yellow rope for anything, right?
Right. Let me explain what happened. You got two boats side by side. We have three divers in water. Two divers are normally hanging. Actually, you can barely see the head. I'm sorry, I can't do the pointer, but where you see the rope disappear to the water, the leaves are hiding it. You have a diver. Then you have a diver that is on the other side of the boat. You can't see, but there's always three divers. You have one diver. You can see the little yellow buoy just almost above Joe's head in the water. You have a diver within a almost out of scene on the left side, right above Joe's name, underwater. So you have one diver underwater doing the feely, searchy, looky thing. You have two divers, one hanging on the boat. The head, you can almost see his head at the foot of the guy standing on the boat. And if a diver needs something, diver A is underwater. Diver B is hanging on to the boat by the guy's foot. Diver C is kind of hidden. You can't see him. Diver B will take a yellow rope to diver A, and something is attached to that. And diver C will also follow suit. They have multiple divers in the water for safety reasons. So that's why they have three divers in the water. This guy was there for what? It seemed like 15, 20 minutes or something in the water right there. Very unusual. The video, did you get the video I sent you from the restaurant? It was like a 2-minute video. I tapped you.
No.
Okay, maybe I can see if I can pull it up and share it because I can share screen, I think, too. But anyway.
Let's get to the yellow rope part of this because that's the yellow unusual part, right?
Yeah. So what's happening is that the first dive that we saw that we have another video of, which is upstream, they didn't pull a yellow rope. The diver went out. You had two buoys. Two divers stayed holding on to the boat. They didn't find anything. He comes back, and then they trek it to where they are now.
Yeah, and I think they tracked it to where they are now because they probably went through with a sonar boat earlier and they noted unusual patterns in the sonar, and they said these might be potential sites for something to be down there that's not the usual, river bottom bed. So they probably went out with the sonar boat first. They probably put like GPS coordinates on interesting or places of interest for the dive team to search. So they searched up there behind that first restaurant, didn't find anything, and then they came down here to this second site, and they spent quite a bit of time down here.
But the search team is not the recovery team. So even if they find something, they're going to tag it, mark it, and then a recovery team will come down later.
Yeah.
So you can see the bubbles just above his head, Joe's head. You see the diver's red hand holding on to the front of that boat closest to us? That's a diver. The other diver is literally at the foot of the guy in the black shirt. You can barely see him. I saw him move. There he is. You can see him. They're all in black. It's hard.
The thing that makes me believe very strongly that this is a specific place of interest is that they stayed on this place for so long. And they would they would drift downstream a little bit, and then they go back upstream a little bit, then they drift downstream a little bit, and they go back upstream a little bit. But they stayed in this spot within like 10 feet for a very long period of time.
Well, your video is 20 minutes, and they were there just a minute or two before us.
Yep.
So now there's a yellow rope. It is attached to something black that the diver now has in his hand. So he's going to start letting that rope out.
Oh, I can't zoom in. I want to zoom in.
I know. Push your control and scroll up and down on your mouse.
I am. It's doing this.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Dang it. Dang it. Dang nabbit.
He's giving him a yellow.
Pay attention to that yellow rope, though. I'm going to back
Yes.
up just a little bit. Watch the interaction with the yellow rope. This is a new thing.
Do you know how to move
upstream.
us to the top of the? Do you know how to move both
Yep,
of us
yep.
up?
Yep, let me do that. Let's just go off to the side. Or we could do this. We could just disappear completely.
Yeah, that's easier. So diver B is now has the rope. Diver A is still underwater.
Huh? He's giving him a yellow rope. Yep. To take back down.
So diver A is still underwater in the same location they'd been for about 10 minutes. Diver B is preparing to take the rope to the whatever's on the end of that rope to the diver.
Yeah. You're fine. I'm over your shoulder.
Hey, Tinkitude. Hey, C. Morales.
I just wanted to get the diver in the picture.
So we have one diver in the water that's stationary, and now they're bringing a rope to them.
So the diver that is hanging on the front of the boat is diver C. He is going to go and assist in a minute.
I'm tempted to set up my tripod so I don't have to sit here and hold this.
Will it go that high?
It's going to get a little wobbly here.
Let's find out.
I'll hold while you put it.
I gotta make sure. Sorry, guys.
Teamwork, Joe. Teamwork.
Sorry for the video.
Take a minute.
And that boat that just passed, that is the supervising boat. That boat is kind of telling people what to do. We had 3 sets of these teams on the river down back from them. Total of 3.
Well, they're drifting downstream gradually, so I'm gonna have to move upstream a little bit so I can see them through the trees.
They're still on. He's still in that same spot.
Yep. Hi, Brooklyn.
So they just tied a knot in the end of it. Do they tie a buoy on that?
The buoy's on the other one.
Yeah, the buoy's on the red line.
The buoy's always on the
The
main
buoy's
line.
always on the line with the diver.
But they're too close for the buoy.
I'm gonna move upstream a little bit more.
Now, there was a lower bank that I could have gone down and set up my camera closer, but I did not want to be disrespectful to their process.
And we don't want to be distracting. I mean, we were pretty close, and I wouldn't want to distract them and then somebody get hurt.
Yeah, I
Thing
know
is,
you
we may
know.
never know if they find something unless we were to stand here all day till they recover it if there is something down there, because they wouldn't tell us. And
But I will tell you, this is unusual for them to bring a tar line, because I've been watching them at the other place. They went, they targeted, he was there, he came back. This is not behavior I've seen. I've been watching them coming down the river.
So, guys,
now that they cleared that
rescue
stream,
divers are
that
very
stream.
dedicated to their jobs. If they think someone is down there, they won't leave until they're 100% sure there's no one down there. Yeah. If they put a target on it, which is what they did, they targeted. I called somebody to get verification on the process. It could have been a vehicle that they think somebody is in. Maybe they saw a hand or something that represents a possible a deceased in there. Could be a deceased person, but there was a target that they have to come back and pull out of the water. That is what
They do have a diver.
Recovery
could be a
team.
GPS or some kind of a marker that was left on whatever they're down there looking at.
So, just real quick, as horrible as this is, if they do end up recovering a deceased person from there, that will be closure for somebody's family.
Brooklyn,
Somebody-
they do not have a black stretcher on this boat. They do not have stretchers. These are the search teams only. They have black coverings to keep the shade out. They have cases for the equipment. You see this square device that's just in front of the canopy? That is the monitor that they were looking at earlier. That obviously has a screen on it, so they can see, I guess, the topography of what's underneath the water. But this is definitely not a rescue. This is the search team.
Right. They will identify a location of something, a point of interest that they believe will be something that's recoverable. Then the recovery team will come and recover it at an appropriate time, whatever that is.
And they don't want to do it when they got looky-loos like us standing there filming them. And we wouldn't have. That was one thing that Joe and I definitely agree on. If they were to pull anything out of that water until we knew it was not a human remain, it would not be filmed. Out of respect. I'm speaking for both of us, Joe. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I wouldn't.
No,
do it.
you're good. We did talk about it and we agreed.
Hey, 80s music man. Yeah,
If there is a body.
Carolina, you're right.
Oh, absolutely.
Figured you would, but I just wanted.
I figured we both don't need to film the
When
same
you
thing.
talk, so they know you're gonna let them know that you put the camera down.
Now they're drifting back upstream over that same area.
They have another diver over there.
Yep, I see that.
So all 3 divers are underwater.
Either that or a big fish has gas.
Lunch.
Did you say a
These
big
two are
fish has
fishing.
gas?
No, not me. I would never joke around.
I thought you said a big fish like a bass. That's my
Nope.
hearing. I hear better here than I do when you standing next to me. I really do. Oh, there's snakes everywhere right now, y'all. Water moccasins, rattlesnakes. Over here, probably more water moccasins. They're everywhere. My thing is I can't get my foot in my snake boots anymore. Arthritis has made it impossible, and I've got these $300 snake boots I don't think I can get on. But I did have regular boots on. Those are cicadas.
Cicadas.
Cicadas. Is that how you say them? Cicadas?
Cicadas, yep. We have those in Indiana too.
Yeah.
And this is a year where they are out in force.
Yeah.
They don't come in every year.
Well, I can't hear them anyway. I can't even hear it now, so I wouldn't know. I hear they can be deafening, but I'm like, I'm already deaf, so I wouldn't know.
I lifted up that eye.
So you see the bubbles over there. I think they're coming in now.
I think all 3 of them are together now.
Whoops. Oh, I just turned my camera. There's a little camera turn. Whoops.
Now they're moving. Will they just mark it over and come back?
I think that's how they do it. Yes.
So then that's probably
So these are just the search guys. These are not the recovery guys.
right.
If I can share my screen, I might be able to. I would be off screen, but I might be able to show the picture where they're diving in the water. The video.
Okay.
It's short.
Yeah, and it's interesting to me that after they did that thing with the yellow rope, now they bring the yellow rope in. So they must have taken a geotag of some kind down there with the yellow rope, bring the yellow rope back, and then they call in the divers. Like this is the end of the divers shift.
Yeah. So do me a favor. If you want to put my body, the entire screen, then I can put the video of the divers going in.
I'm trying to read the name of the boat. Something police. I can't read it.
Let's wait just a little bit longer.
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
This is actually one of the best views I have.
All
with
three
the
came back
divers
to the
on the
boat at the
boat.
same time.
I know, right?
All three came back to the boat at the same time.
That leads me to believe there may be a vehicle.
Yeah, they keep going back and forth in the same spot, over the same spot.
Right. And not only that, was they've been trailing and doing and searching. One will go out, I think they'll come back. One will go out. I've seen this 3 or 4 times from the bridge to here, and then now they stayed and on 3 come. That kind of makes me wonder.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't hear either cicadas or rattlesnakes. That's why I had a service dog.
Would it be intrusive for me to go stand over
No
down
more.
there?
Hmm?
Would it be too intrusive for me to go stand down
It
there?
would be.
That's
Yes.
what I thought.
But you can go down there and get a good shot. I just did a 10-second video myself.
Let's do that. Let's walk down there, guys. Got a couple interviews.
We're a good team, Joe.
Yep. I still want to go back and get a better picture of that wildcat in the cave. Like,
I'm tempted, but I don't want to go down there by myself in case I fall because the land is
he's
so
just waiting.
steep
The guy in the front of the
and
bus
so
is waiting.
difficult compared to what it was. And I want to make sure it's not raining. Do you have a picture of that? Do you have it?
I have one. I thought I had 2 pictures, and I thought the second one was better, but the second one didn't take. So I have 1 picture, and I'm going to have to enhance it to show people what I think I saw. Well, what I know I saw, and what I think that they see.
Yeah, I took him. I got to tell you, I don't think he knew what he bargained for when he came to see me.
I know that cat was deceased though, because what is the one thing that you notice about a cat when you look at a cat and it's looking at you?
The main
Its
diver that
eyes.
was down there for so long is back up.
This cat's eyes were closed the entire time. It was,
And it
was
didn't
nuts.
move. Those cats, that cat probably would have jolted before you even got to it.
Looks like.
Exactly.
And we smelt the stench of something decaying when we got there. Look at the guys getting out of the water with those tanks on. Dang, those are
There's one
heavy.
climbing on the back. There were 4 in the water.
So they're done with their little time underwater. They have to get out and
Yep.
do their thing.
I think they tagged something down there with that yellow, whatever was on the end of that yellow rope.
Yep, they tagged it. Well, the person I talked to,
Looks like he might
I
be
can't
street.
disclose names for legalities, but they said that was a 90% tag of either a vehicle with a suspected person in it, or it was a person. So I'm gonna switch me. This is that video. So I don't know if you want to make it bigger on your end.
Hold on.
I got on my iPad so I can zoom. I love my switcher.
No, that's me. I don't want to do me. Where are you at? No.
Just click on.
No, it's not working.
You can't just click on mine. Take you off screen. Just take your camera off. There we go. So you can see the divers, they were gearing up. And this was about a half a mile upstream, I believe, Joe. If he's off screen, he can't, his mic won't work. So this is about a half a mile upstream. If you notice, one guy has a wetsuit on. That's the guy putting on the little, that's their life vest thing. And then the other one is in tactical pants and a wetsuit top. And then, of course, the scuba shoes. I found it interesting. He's diving in tactical pants, but okay. And he's going to jump in. That's heavy stuff on his back, y'all. And there he's in. You have 2 more divers that are going to go in. That's the end of that one, but let me go. No. Here's where they are. Here's where they're pulling the buoys out. So that's a good shot. Okay. Here's their normal work. This guy is in the bubbles. That bubble is the guy underwater. You got 2 guys holding on to the boat. Now they just went out. He investigated something about where he is for a few minutes. I'm sorry it's moving. It was so zoomed in. I barely even breathed and it moved. So forgive me. And then he came back in. So it was not a very long. Let me zoom. So it was only about 3 minutes that he was out there. Okay, Joe, you can take it off. There we go.
We have a question for you.
Oh, wait, Joe, go put it back on. Put it back on.
No, that means I have to leave.
That's the best picture I have seen of Joe.
Except for the one on the left.
We had a hard time finding a picture of Joe, so I took one. So what was the question? Was a body recovered? Well, what did I call you today and tell you?
You tell me. You tell me what you told me.
Okay, across the opposite side of the river, there's a road that runs along the opposite embankment. And I'm a geocacher, and there's 5 geocaches for a length of, a mile or something on that road. And I went to replace a geocache, because it was mine, that got washed away. And I noticed the boat. I didn't notice it at first because it was real close and it was shady. And so when I turned around to get in the car, I just looked across, and the restaurant was directly across from me. And there was a boat, there were divers, and there was something in a black bag being pulled up. Could have been a duffel bag. It could have been suitcase. Could have been, but I can't say 100%. I may know in a couple of days. I'll know when I get the response report. We'll see if they do that. I will also say that they sat there and told people that there was 3 bodies. However, my friend who was working on a skid steer, I told you about him, up near, all the way from La Junta, all the way to Ingram, different spots for the last 4 weeks, that they found 5 bodies one day. So there are more bodies.
I heard the same thing, and I also can't cite sources.
Yeah, we can't verify sources, but we know the numbers, don't we?
No, nobody knows the numbers. That's the thing.
The numbers they gave you are the same numbers that I've been saying.
Right.
So,
right.
One thing I want to say about the camp behind you is Camp Mystic. You wanted me to talk about it. If you want to throw up that topographical view again.
Yep.
What people don't understand is when these trees that you see, you could not see the camp from the road prior to this flood. The river, the road side of the river, the trees between the cedar and the cypress trees were so thick, you could see the turnoff, the entrance, but you couldn't actually be standing on the banks where we were and actually see across that river. You couldn't. Okay, can you zoom in a little bit, please? Okay. Can you kind of pull it towards the lower? I need more of the west up, go up towards the river. Okay, right. Yeah. Okay, you see this big open field? Here's part of the problem. When the floodwaters came, it came all the way up Camp Mystic Way. See there, all right, right there. You see that 39 underneath the search Google Maps, that little 39 Camp Mystic Way, that little dirt road there is the entrance to that right there is the entrance to the camp. They come along the Camp Mystic Way to enter the camp. And usually that when the kids come, it's lined with the camp counselors. They're cheering, they're dolled up. It's a great experience. These cabins here to the south of Camp Mystic Way were the ones that were taken out. But if you look, there's nothing here either on the right or the left side or north and south side of the road, or no, sorry, east and west of the road. I'm bad with directions like that. Have no resistance. When those floodwaters came, it didn't just come down the river. It literally flooded where it says Lafayette, or right under that little Kerr County, off to the edge of your photo where you have your pictures. It came straight in and flooded all of this area to both sides of the Camp Mystic Way. See, there is that river was over its banks. 39 was underwater. So the river literally came. Joe, is it 209 something Jefferson? See, no, don't move the map. Do you see where that 209 Jefferson is on the far left of your map? The flood actually went from there. And if you draw that, go from there to that the tennis courts where it says Google, that all flooded. That whole area flooded from there to the courts all the way up to the road. The highland is on the opposite side of the river of 39 where we were, where all those trees are. That's an embankment. That's actually a higher elevation. They're down in a valley, pretty much. I mean, it's not a huge valley, but it's a valley. They are the lowest level of that area. And so what people weren't understanding, the river didn't just rise. It came in like a wrecking ball. I hate that song, but that's no other way to describe it. It was a wall of water. It rose so fast that it cut off. Now, if you want to zoom in where the campers are. Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that.
See how tiny that river is? It's not, maybe down on the south right here where your arrow is maybe a football field width. It's very narrow right there. So that water literally caved in and followed that road, the path, but was also to our right, if you're looking at it, your right or the east side, and just flooded that whole area, just bulldozed it. So if you zoom back in on the cabins, please. Yeah, just keep zooming on the cabins. So zoom in as close as you can on the cabins and get them centered. There you go. If you'll go a little bit to the north, Camp Mystic, that road was totally flooded out. Camp Mystic Way was flooded out. There was no way for anybody to get to those cabins. Any and all, other than foot or boat, there was no way to get to those cabins, and you weren't getting there by foot. And then if you zoom out just a little and bring it up a little bit, you see that grove of trees right there? There's a little water behind that grove of trees because there's a bridge. That's a that's a little creek coming off of the Cypress Creek coming off. And then you have the main cabins. Now, if you'll scroll a little towards, pull it towards your left. Grab it and pull it. There we go. That long and gated building right there, that long one, that's the one that's behind you on your left shoulder that looks like an empty black spot in it. It's totally gutted. That was the cafeteria and the where they gathered and did all their stuff. So all of this was underwater. It was horrific. And you have pictures that you'll show, I guess, on Wednesday when you go live or whenever you go live again of the debris field around there. Now, do you remember that picture you showed earlier at the dam? Did you see where they had that dumpster in the truck? You talked about the gravel and all that.
Yeah.
But let's go to the dam. Would you mind, please? I'd grab it if I could, but I can't. That dam right there, you can see it, is about a 20-foot drop. Would you say, or what do you think it's less?
I have no idea.
It looked to me about a 20-foot drop from the center of the thing. There are no trees. All of these trees, all these cedar trees are gone. You look how thick the trees are here. You have cypress and then you have cedar. You couldn't see any of this driving on the road before. Now, when you look at it, it's all wiped out. 10% or left or less trees are left. All of this where it says South Fork Guadalupe River, if you show that picture you had before, it's solid gravel, no trees, no nothing. So, yeah. Yeah, it was horrendous. Yes, warning signals and everything would have helped, and it would have alerted them to get to high ground. Not arguing that. But what I am saying is that I think, well, let me ask you a question, Joe. Before you came, you knew it was bad, right? You knew it was bad. We all know it's bad. Was it worse than you thought, or were you prepared?
Oh no, the reshaping of the landscape is unimaginable. You cannot imagine how the riverbed and the banks have been reshaped and reformed by this event. Like it will never be the same ever, no matter how much we try and help it, or we don't, or we leave it, or Mother Nature does it. Say there's another flood next year. I mean, if there was another flood next year, like the exact same rainfall event, the same 7 inches of rainfall in a half an hour or whatever it was, whatever crazy water bomb is dropped, it would not have the same effect because the riverbed is not the same today as it was July 3rd of 2025.
Case in point, when we were there on Saturday, it started raining. It was a spring shower. What I call it was, radar predictions. Actually, there was no prediction of rain for that day. But we had an unpredicted pop-up spring shower, right? What I would expect to be here 10, 15 minutes and be done. The rain in that, 30 minutes or less, flooded all the streets. And the Louise Hayes Park, which was that bridge, that big bridge that everybody saw the water coming up on, it flooded at least a football field inland over its banks, and the water's still flowing over the dam, and it flooded in a matter of minutes. And I don't think people understand, we do get flood warnings all the time, and it doesn't take much for us to flood. It really doesn't. So
I got about 20 flood warnings on Saturday alone. Like literally I got about
now it's overkill. Now it's
20 flood
overkill.
warnings.
But here, do you know why they're sending out so many? Because we got a lot of volunteers out there on the riverbeds. What used to be a wet riverbed is dry. What outside the dammed areas, what was dry is now wet. And we have no idea how these rivers are going to behave. We have no idea what areas are going to flood. Before they knew what normally flooded, what areas were going to be concerned. They could send the crews out with the don't cross line and type things. We could do that, right? Because we knew that if we're going to get 3 inches of rain, that low water crossing is going to flood. Not anymore. They have no idea what part of that river is going to flood and what is not anymore.
There are parts of that riverbed that have to be 15 feet higher than they were before this event. There has to be parts of the riverbed. And if the riverbed is 15 feet higher, that means the flood elevations that floodwaters would go are also going to be 15 feet higher than what they were before. So if you were 15 feet above the floodplain before, you may not be 15 feet above the floodplain for the next flood event.
Well, and not only that.
Think about that.
But that's a great point. But also think about they had a search crew, and we know that this particular place was at least 15 feet higher. It's like an island where there was no island. And they know the water was at least 10 to 12 feet deep, and there's 2 to 3 feet on top of that in height where the water used to be. They found, just walking it, what they thought was a piece of a trailer and turned out to be an entire trailer. They had to dig it out. 8 feet, 9 feet at least to dig it out. They dug that out, and underneath that was a car. another 4 or 5 feet. And they still didn't reach the riverbed. One guy said that it was actually measured, that the flood waters were 67 feet high in one place.
Yeah, that was the guy we talked to in person, you and I.
Mm-hmm.
He was there when he saw that 67 feet measured. So I have a completely side topic, and this is engineer speak. So you may not understand me. Nobody may understand me, but
You want to take this off so I can?
when you have an area that's developed, when you build, say you build a factory, say you build a residential subdivision, you change the landscape from whatever it was before. Like in 2019, when they added the cabins and the main building on the south end of Camp Mystic, you change the amount of rainwater that flows off of that land. So what most governmental agencies make you do is they make you compensate for that by building a pond. If you know about detention ponds and retention ponds, those are man-made ponds that are built at the downstream end of a development to hold water when a large rainfall event happens. So we hold it on our property so it doesn't go straight into the river and flood people downstream. We will hold it and we will release it at a certain rate, at a certain controlled rate, so we don't flood people downstream of us. I saw nothing like that in Kerr County. I saw not one single detention pond. I see lots of dams on the river, but if you're trying to control runoff with dams in the river, it's too late. The water's already there. And that's exactly what happened on July 4th. The water was already there, and the dams on the river didn't do a damn thing. The water went over the dams and kept on going downstream. The wall of water went over the dam and kept on going downstream. So to me, there is an engineering problem with the general philosophy of development and controlling rainfall runoff rates in the area. I mean, it's a philosophical difference than what people in the Midwest do. And I had that random thought. I had to go down that rabbit hole.
No, and it's fine. I think the hill country prides itself of keeping things as natural as possible with the least intervention as possible to a point. It's I will tell you, and I love my community, but we say this all the time. It's a good old boy system, and we're 20 years behind the times in a lot of ways. There's a lot of, the hill country is fabulous. There's a lot of amazing people here, but there is and I personally am saying this in my own personal experience as a first responder and as a citizen of this county, there's a lot of things that need to be updated. And part of the thing is we have 7 camps along this river in this area. 7, not 4, 7. And Mystic was the worst hit. Now, there are other reasons why. I won't go into it, that as far as deceased, as far as the people who've died. But the way the water hit, Camp Mystic was one of the worst hit. But Camp, oh God, what was it? It begins with an H. Another camp on the opposite fork was hit at the same exact time. But they didn't lose a single camper. And we got that from that guy.
Right.
Bear County has a retention catchment basin for shopping centers and neighborhoods. Yeah. Texas Roadrunner, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. They're on my link. Well, and we also have the Edwards Underground Aquifer that a lot of this stuff feeds into. And that does affect whether or not what they can and can't do. Believe it or not. That underground aquifer is vital to our water source for us to drink water. I mean, that is our biggest water source. So there's a lot that I'm told that affects what we can and can't do because of that.
Right.
Do I agree with it? I don't know. They don't want to lose a creature, some kind of albino gecko thing in the river, in the aquifer. I don't know.
Well, the aquifer is underground, and everything that happened on July 4th was above ground.
Yes, but what they're saying is what we affect on above ground affects the underground. Don't necessarily agree with it. Don't agree with it. Well, hello, Dr. Vonda K from my old Homewood. So we're having a lot of people jump in. So most impactful part of your trip here, Joe?
So on Wednesday, I'm going to share a couple of interviews with you that I did on Sunday with you and everybody.
You didn't interview me, man. I'm disappointed.
You're being interviewed right now. Didn't you know
I'm
that?
teasing. I'm teasing.
You are being interviewed right now.
No, I think I'm interviewing you.
That's how social media works. The interviewer always thinks that they're the interviewee and vice versa.
You're not asking me questions, boo.
Yeah, I have. Absolutely.
It's okay, Dr. Van K. Vonda K.
Dr. Vonda K.
Vonda K.
Yep. She's an OG. Most impactful is the spirit of the people in Hill Country. The people that I interviewed on Sunday and the people that I met you and with you on Saturday, there is an indomitable spirit where you all will grieve together, but you also will rise up and recover together. I have no doubt. You all will recover together. Like you come together and when the rest of the world goes away, when the rest of the world forgets about Hill Country and Kerr County and Kerrville, you all will be there for each other and you will get through this.
Before I started, I was filming the boats. This couple came out and were watching and taking pictures, and I asked, "Are you from here?" And they go, "No, we're traveling through. We live here. We're going to there, and then we're on our way home." And they say, "You do?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And they started asking me questions, and I got really emotional. And when I'm live, I can keep it. I can separate it. I'm more like a reporter. I'm not, immersed in it. And they asked a comment. They said, and I've heard this before, were you impacted? And I said, well, what do you mean by that? My home is intact. My backyard looks like a forest and I have downed trees in the backyard. But mentally and emotionally, I've been greatly impacted. And I think part of it also is I won't go into details, but as a chaplain, I was at the reunification area. I was at the funeral home, and I experienced a lot of stuff. And then also I've been going up and down this river because I can get through. I have a little shiny thing that gets me through. As I started coming on this road, day one, as far as I could go. And I took Joe all the way to the point of where it started. And then we turned around and drove back. So he's got a lot of videos and a lot of images. And what you're going to see is, I would say, 80% cleaned up compared to what I saw the very first time. And I just remember driving my car and sobbing, just uncontrollable sobbing, because I could tell you where I was in the drive and how far I was from Hunt or Ingram by the way the river looked. I didn't have to tell you how many miles. I just knew from here it was like 2 minutes. And it is so changed. It was almost like driving in another state on another river that I'd never seen before. And it is very hard. And then to see the houses with the X's, to know that some of the, and I pointed out a few that had families found and people found deceased. And to know all of that, it's very emotionally tiring. And I said to you, when you're in the middle of town and the outskirt, regular part of town, it doesn't look like anything happened, does it? You would never know we had an event here.
You would never know from the interstate all the way to the riverbank. Like literally, you cannot see anything that looks out of the ordinary until you get to the riverbank, and then everything is devastated.
And I drive across that bridge every day.
Yeah.
And that bridge, by the way, I want everybody to know that bridge that was in the news and that house that floated over the bridge. I mean, well, not that bridge, but we have one bridge, the main one built that everyone goes over, most of people, the main bridge was built in 1935. Almost, it's 90 years old. Think about that. 90-year-old bridge withstood waters that Niagara Falls, in 3 days of water flowing over Niagara Falls, came through that bridge in 3 hours. You want to talk about a miracle? And then there was a newer bridge that was built probably in 05, 06, built in the same kind of fashion, that survived as well. Oh, Joe, are you going to do the picture and all that on Wednesday of the home that was floated down the river and I showed you where it ended up, the one that everybody saw on the video?
I have to go back and check and make sure that's in there. I'm not 100% sure right now.
Okay. They don't build them like they used to. Well, Tinkitude, you said that right. However, the bridge upstream from there, it withheld. It's right next to that Wahoo's restaurant that Joe just absolutely inhaled his seafood.
Wahoo!
Wahoo's. I mean, you look like a kid in a candy store when you took a bite of that catfish.
That was good stuff. Most of the time, people don't know how to cook catfish. That guy does. Whoever that chef was, he knows how to cook catfish.
Who's the owner? Hold on.
All right. So my trip out of town. Eventually, I had to leave town. Eventually.
He thought he got away on Saturday night.
I got reeled back in. Oh, no. Oh, speaking of Saturday night. So before I left town, before the dive boat video, I got invited to church by an old, this is a story, people.
Yeah, it is.
If y'all are subscribers to my channel, then you'll know some history between me and the Mormon church, me and the LDS church, because I grew up LDS Mormon. And I have a childhood friend. Her younger brother actually was my best friend for years and years and years. We grew up best friends, and we got in lots of trouble together, and we got out of lots of trouble together. But his older sister lives in Kerrville. Like spontaneously, she moved there a couple of years ago. She lived in San Marcos before that.
How do you say that again? How did you say that again?
Kerrville?
San Marcos.
San Marcos.
Marcus.
I speak Spanish. It's San Marcos. San Marcos.
We speak Texan, San Marcos.
San Marcos.
It's like New Braunfels, New Braunfels.
Mm-hmm.
Barney.
Guadalupe. Anyway, she's like a sister to me. She really is. She's also LDS. So I Facebook messaged her and I'm like, I'm in town for the weekend. Do you know anybody that would be willing to interview? And she's like, yeah, I do. I know a couple people that I could introduce you to if you come to church. No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that at all. It wasn't that at all. So I did for the first time in a long, long, long time.
Since hell froze?
And I didn't get struck by lightning.
And hell didn't freeze?
And hell didn't freeze over that I know of. I mean, I'm not there to check out the temperature of the water, but not yet anyway. I might be before it's all said and done. But anyway, people who know my history with the Mormon Church, I'm not going to go to the places that I usually go with this, because I was a guest and I was invited in, and it was a special meeting. It was a fast and testimony meeting. And if you know anything about the LDS Church, you know what a fast and testimony meeting is. It's the first Sunday of every month. It's different than a usual sacrament meeting. But everybody there was super welcoming, super friendly, super nice. And I got a couple of good interviews with people who were impacted by the floods. So we'll show those on Wednesday night. But I'm very grateful for the warm welcome I got, and for the fact that I wasn't struck by lightning, because I probably deserve to be. Like, not even going into a Mormon church, like going into any church, I should probably be struck by lightning.
So did anybody know that you weren't Mormon anymore outside of her?
Well, they do this thing that's called the sacrament, and they pass around trays of bread and trays of water. And if you're not eligible, then you decline it. So I declined it. So they knew that I wasn't eligible to take the sacrament, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not active Mormon anymore. So no, and that's okay. They did want to know what my YouTube channel is, though. So they might be finding out some things when they look at like the playlist of me and Kresh's series.
So they think
ritual.
they just think you were just here to interview people about the flood, and they just so happen to be Mormon.
Probably something like that. Yeah.
Oh, I want to be a fly on that wall.
Yeah, there's going to have to be a caveat of some kind in there somewhere. But they really were super friendly, super nice, and very accommodating. I got a really good interview with somebody who actually works with Hill Country Mental Health Services. You probably know.
MHDD.
Yep. She's not one of the therapists, but she is one of the facilitators, admin type of people. And that was a good interview. She was a good interview. And she was very nice, super nice.
I wonder if I met her. I wonder if she was at the reunification area.
She said she was.
Ooh, I wonder if I sat down at the round table with her. I'll be interesting to see the interview. I'll tell you.
All right. She was super nice, though. And
she is.
Yeah.
They all were.
All right. So let's see. What do I have here to share left before we wrap this up? Oh, my gosh. We have this.
Uh-oh.
Boop.
Do I need to be afraid? Very afraid?
No. So when I was leaving Texas, I kept seeing these prickly pear cactuses with the fruits on top. I was like, I need to have one. I need to have one. I need to have one. And it was never a convenient time to stop. So I made myself a convenient time to stop and get a prickly pear. Not the cactus, just the prickly pear.
It's the bud. It's where the flower is, the fruit.
Right, the fruit. Yeah, that's
But
what
they
all
have
fruit are.
itty bitty microscopic hair thorns. While you're pulling it up, here's a story. My brother got mad at me, and we were at my grandpa's ranch. He took a stick and he stuck it into that flat part of the prickly pear cactus, and then he slung it at me, and it stuck on my back like that. So not only did I have the long thorns, but I had hundreds of those little hairy thorns in my back. Of course, I did. You know what I did? Went nuts. My grandpa took it off. They're holding me down by all limbs when he did this. Then he got duct tape. 3 days later, I was in the ER and they were hand picking. They got red enough that they could see where they were and they were hand picking them. So I was shocked that you did this because even though you had a bag or a glove or whatever, those little itty bitty ones would get under your skin and those are miserable. I'd rather have a big thorn than the little thorn. And you cleaned it off. Good. Uh-oh, you
Oh,
disappeared.
wait, where'd it go? No, where'd it go? Come back, camera. Come back.
So how are you going to eat it? How are you preparing it?
Yes.
Google it.
And seeing these prickly pear cactuses all along the roadside in Texas, stop and get one. I think I
Prickly
saw
pear.
one over here alongside these prickly pear cactuses all along the roadside in Texas, and
We
I
just
got to
call 'em
stop and get
cactus.
one. I think I saw one over here alongside the fence.
And you're not stomping. You need to learn to stomp when you
is
walk towards that
exactly
kind
one
of
prickly
territory.
pear
There's
over here.
snakes,
Most of them
dude,
have
and they
like
love to
a
hide in the
handful,
cactus for shade.
but I'm going to get the one.
Stomp.
I saw it from the road.
I'm going to get the one. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm
Well,
not
there's
going
a
to get the one.
marker. That's a historical marker or some marker.
No, it's not. It's road
Is the
right
land-
of way. It's right away.
That
It's a
right
right
there?
of way marker.
Right away one. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
They have some that look like it and has a little plaque on the front.
It's already gone to seed.
What did you
Oh, there's
use?
3 more over there.
A little bag for my equipment
Ow.
that didn't have equipment in it.
It looks like I can't tell if those
Always
got
keep
seed
a
or
pair
not.
of gloves in your bag, boo.
Yeah, I'll go picking prickly pear thorns out of my fingers.
Yeah, you will.
I did.
I'm proud of you, Joe. I'm
Yeah,
proud of
okay.
you. You're an adventurous person. I like that.
Oh, gosh. Let's see if we can do this. Let's use double bag this time. There we go.
Yeah, double bag
There's
this
one.
time.
There's
You notice I just pick them and I
2.
drop them in the grass on the other side of the fence. I'm not checking them out.
There's
I'm surprised you're not finding scorpions in there too, because they like to hide
that
in
one's
the,
squished. All right, we got 2. That's enough.
if they're not under a rock.
There's a thorn in my bag.
Multiple.
That's what he said.
Not a thorn. Whatever you call them.
And you're in tennis shoes.
Yep.
Oh, Joe, you were so brave.
No.
I
So we
like
got
your
2.
adventure
We got 2
side.
prickly pears.
I would have done that if I was you.
I did a U-turn, and I got to do another U-turn. Get back on the road.
You can tell he ain't from Texas. Ain't that the truth? Becca and Pammy, that's just an hour and a half apart. Ada K is 4 hours. Wow. What are you talking? Did I lose you? Did you get in trouble, Joe? You saw.
What'd Pammy say? We're lost in the conversation. We're paying attention to my inferior cactus pear picking skills.
Yeah, Dr. Vonda K and I are from Bristol, Tennessee area, where we go to school and we drink from a picture. We don't go school, we go school. Oh, you're gonna do it.
Gonna do it.
You've washed it and cleaned it, I am assuming.
Yes, of course.
You don't have to worry about pesticides on that one, that's for sure.
Oh, it's purple.
Yes.
Interesting. Oh my gosh, lots of seeds. Oh my gosh, lots of seeds.
Is it bitter or sweet? Because I've never had one.
It's kind of like a mulberry in Indiana. It's
Okay.
very bland. But the seeds, oh my gosh, they're worse than a raspberry.
The other one, well, that one, it depends on how ripe they are. So the other one may be better.
Well, I'm not going to try it now. I don't need to be spitting out seeds for the next 3 weeks.
And your teeth are turning red.
Mm-hmm.
You are a brave soul. I'm not that brave when it comes to eating things.
That's not bad.
Hello, Miss June. Yeah, no, you are a great guy. I really enjoyed having you here. Really enjoyed you being here. I didn't have you here. Maybe I did. I kind of begged you to come. But it was a joy to have Joe here, guys. He's a great guy and adventurous. He had no problem climbing down the cliff of a river by the riverbed looking for. We did find a few of the things. I'll try and see if I can get that video to you tomorrow somehow. Of the caves where he found the cat.
It was a cat.
Big cat.
It was a
The paw
wild
was
cat.
about like that, wasn't it? It was a big paw.
It was huge. And I'm gonna have to figure out how to bring that picture up and show you guys what I saw, because you can't see what I saw in the picture, but maybe I can enhance it enough that you can see part of what I saw.
Do you know what, Joe? I'm wondering. Let me see something. Let me see if I can do something. Give me a split second just to test.
I picked that off the side of the road in Texas, and now I'm eating it in Indiana. How weird is that?
Oh, the card is I have it on my computer, Joe. I can play the video for you on Wednesday. The card is in the computer.
Okay.
Remember, I played a little bit of it on my live?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
A bobcat or a lynx?
I don't think it was a lynx, because I think lynx have like hair that sticks up off of their ears, and there wasn't.
They're different kinds.
Okay.
But I would say probably 80% bobcat. We do have a lynx that lives up behind the shop. I've seen it.
Those paws were just so huge.
And I was just like, don't come out. I was like, here, I have
I really wanted to go in there with my flashlight. I was ready to go in with the light on my phone. I was ready.
But my thing is I'm thinking as a first responder, if he falls or that cat jumps out, he's going back, he's going in the river, and it's my ass on the line because I'm the one that dragged you out there.
But I'm in Texas. Am I not supposed to wrestle with a wildcat in Texas? Like, isn't that such
not
a
on the
Texas
bank of a
thing?
river that just flooded with all of these broken limbs sticking up that can
Yeah, it
impel
is.
you
No,
on the way down?
That's a Texas thing. That would be such a Texas thing. Me wrestling.
And I can hear you going,
Yep. Speaking of that, it's funny you say that. It's funny you say that.
I finished my hat, by the way.
It's funny you say that.
Okay, if we're going Texas, I got to put it on.
So this is on the way out of town. Y'all can't see this, so I'm going to have to zoom in for you.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh,
what does it say?
It says yeehaw, but you can't.
Yeehaw!
It says yeehaw. There's a
Rad'em cowboy. And he was a 35-pound cat. You got that right. By the way, I had someone just ask me on my live. Yes, I finished it. I beated it. It all done. No, it's not. Yeah, if I do a yeehaw, I got to have the hat on. I don't have my boots. I got to have the hat. And he's got his hat on, so.
I'm so disappointed you can't see that yeehaw.
Yeah.
You can kind of see it, right? Like the HAW
Yeah.
on the end. I'm going to have to get right up on his butt next time and take that picture. Be like, don't slam on your brakes. Don't slam on your brakes.
I know, right? Oh, huckleberries. Oh, huckleberries. Well, do you know what? When we were coming back from the caves, and we had to go down a very steep part, and I had to go down backwards and hold on to roots. I mean, guys, it got a little hairy there a couple of times because the roots, you don't know because of all the rains how firmly they're in the ground. I mean, before I wouldn't have worried about it. But anyway, they're little grapes. We found a little patch of grapes, baby grapes. Maybe I'll go back and harvest them.
Make you a little wildcat wine.
Oh, you had to go there, didn't you?
Okay, so 3
I have
o'clock
to
in the
do this
morning.
too, Joe.
Oh,
There's my wildcat. Wildcat wine. Moonshine.
What?
I should have offered you the moonshine cherry. Tennessee
Wow.
moonshine with fruit. Dr. Vonda Keys knows exactly what this is. Right, baby girl? You done drove me to drink. I'm not going to drink.
So,
oh, my God.
oh,
Won't open.
we're all no. We're
So
paying
you drove
attention.
a total of
No.
18 hours to get home from Kerrville. But how many hours does it take to go from El Paso to Kerrville? About 8 hours.
Right.
7, 8 hours.
So it was 13 hours, I think, total from Phoenix to Kerrville. I think something like that.
So it was only 4 hours from Phoenix to El Paso. But just from El Paso to Kerrville, it takes a good 20 hours to drive across state.
El Paso to Kerrville?
No, I said 20 hours to drive across the state.
Okay, right.
And 8 of it is just to Kerrville.
Yep. West Texas is a big, long state in and of itself. It's like a sub-state.
We actually talked about it. Texas has I don't know what you want to call it, topographical region in the United States is in Texas. From
Every
the East Coast to the
subclimate.
West Coast.
Every subclimate.
climate.
Yep. Got deserts, you got rainforest, you got ocean, beaches, you got high plains, got it all.
Yeah. You also got the East Texas. Oh, you were talking about the not game wardens, was it? Or was it? Yeah, I think
Texas
it was
game wardens. Yep.
Yeah, you were talking about that with me, and I thought that was a very interesting point you made.
Yeah. You have the Texas game wardens that monitor the Gulf shrimp fishermen, and then you have the Texas game wardens that monitor the alligators in East Texas, and then you have the desert Texas game wardens. Yeah, they have to cover a lot.
And then you've also got the Central, which monitors more of coyote, deer, fishing, wild boar. That's something else you're lucky you didn't run into, because the wild boar are running really bad, and they're almost out of control in Central Texas. And we see them on the side of the road eating those little prickly pear fruits.
Yeah. They are in Florida too. In Florida, they're open game all year long. You don't need any permit. You don't need anything. You can just kill them anytime, anywhere you see them.
We upped it one. You cut their tail off, put it in a Ziploc bag, take it to DPS, and they will give you animal control. They'll give you $12.50 per tail.
Huh.
My friend is a professional trapper.
Have you seen those videos where they have the big metal rings around and they put bait in the middle? Oh man, those are
I help him put them up. I've helped him install them.
They go jumping against him, like trying to get out. Like, it's crazy. That's
and then
madness. I don't know about that.
Well, the problem is it destroys everything. But interesting thing about the flood, and I'm tying this back into the flood. There was a cow and a goat found up in one of those trees, almost 20 something feet up. Animals were found deceased in the trees, and a lot of our wildlife has been very much dispersed. And the river is right now is toxic. I can't believe we saw kids, parents had their kids in the river. And it's very toxic right now. It is so unsafe to be in right now. It's going to take a good couple of years, I think, before it would be considered safe enough to swim in again. And I wouldn't eat a fish out of it for 10 years.
Nope. Not with all that lead and mercury and all the other toxins, heavy metals. Nope.
Yep. Yes, Pokemon Mom 0730, a cow. Full cow. Cypress is a strong wood. It'll hold a lot.
Moo.
Barbecue?
No.
I couldn't help it. It's getting late. I can't help but see silly.
So when I was coming back through north, crossed the Texas line into Arkansas, and stopped to get gas in Texarkana. And I thought about stopping in a hotel room there, and then I went and got gas, and I was like, I'm not stopping in a motel room here. I'll keep driving for a while till I get tired again. Got up close to the Missouri line, like 8 miles south of Missouri line, and I saw this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's one over here to our left, and there's another one off to our left of our left, and there's another one off to our right. There's like 10 cop cars at this one Love's Travel Center.
And they're all sitting there, standing out there chatting. They on break.
Yes. They're all standing out there chatting, except for the 4 of them that are inside the Love's Travel Center, one of whom is getting a gas station roller dog. And his buddy comes in and he goes, "Hey, dude, what you getting to eat?" "No, you're not getting one of those."
No, you ain't eating no roller dog.
He got himself a roller dog.
Oh, I see something in your rearview mirror. You want to tell them what you have on your wrist?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the other thing that you got?
Oh, can you not see that? You can see that.
Yeah, we can see it.
So this is what I got at the memorial wall. That's Texas Strong. And of course, this is the one that I have from Lori's Trials, from Kay Woodcock. Justice for JJ and Tylee and Charles. And they match.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Vonda Kay.
They match.
I got one too, and then you got a little prayer cloth that was crocheted and knitted.
Yes.
Or whatever, crocheted, I think. Some people were making these bracelets for those who visited the wall to have something to take as a memorial. And I'm like, that is so sweet. That is so sweet. And we each got one. I want to thank you so much for, I told Joe that I had driven past the wall, but I'd not stopped. I was just emotionally not ready to do it. It's been very hard. And I've had a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of nights where I just absolutely get only 2 or 3 hours sleep because when I close my eyes, I see a lot of stuff. And I didn't want to go by myself. And he was so kind. Oh, Joe turned into a microphone. But anyway, he was so kind.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Come here,
you're
little
floating.
buddy. Come here, little buddy. Come back. Come back. I'm right here. Right here. See? Right here.
My camera doesn't float. I took that option off because it was like too much for me. But anyway, I'm gonna put my fan on. I really want to thank you for doing that with me. That was a very special moment, and I'm glad you were the one to go with me because I needed to go. But it is very, you can see it and it doesn't impact you, but when you're standing within inches of all of that,
you cannot help but be impacted. I mean, if you're not impacted by that, then you're not human. I'm sorry, but that's just, it was.
And then we met one of my friends. We went to one of my friends' house. That was one of the hardest hit areas. And we got to visit with a guy, but that was very emotional for me to go there. But it was great that you were able to visit and get to see some of that up close and personal. But it's one of these things that unless you go there, I mean, pictures just don't do it justice. See, the picture behind you looks picturesque and beautiful. You see one or two little piles of debris, but just a month ago, that whole greenery behind you was dirt. That grass grew quick. Dirt and a bunch of debris were up against the buildings. The cleanup they have done is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But we still have men and women out there in 105-degree temperature with humidity that's ungodly, digging, clawing, scraping, shoveling, removing. And those are the people that I can't do that anymore. And I've always felt a little guilty that I wasn't out there.
Keep
But we
talking.
each have a role that we play in this
I'll
recovery.
be right back. I got to be right
Okay.
back.
Okay, we each have a role that we play in this recovery. And there's some people that really are not that I don't think until people drive that route freely, the ones who right now it's very blocked. You cannot get past Ingram unless you are a firefighter, first responder, or you live there. And so it is very, 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 very difficult. And when I went to the wall, I think for me, the healing part was being able to take my time and kind of do a quick blessing over the pictures that I saw. But to see the community come together in a spontaneous manner to honor all those who they know that have passed away. There's another memorial that's equally as touching that where this one guy all by himself got a bunch of fence lumber and he started creating these crosses on site for the little girls that passed away. And then he started creating them for the adults. So the girls are smaller, the adults are bigger, and there's names on them. Other people have added to the memorial. It's right there on the river's edge. And it was pouring down rain, so it was hard to really soak it all in, but I didn't care. Joe didn't care. The rain was just pulverizing. We were so soaked, the bills of our hat, you could squeeze it and the water would drip off. That's at least it did mine. We both were in baseball caps and I didn't care. I just stood there. We didn't care. So he's what are y'all talking about? Dr. Von de Kay, thank you so much for the super chat. We really appreciate you. I'm not on my live reel. I'm filtered through him, so I can't give you a thumbs up on mine, but thank you so much. So, that's a special thank you for sharing. Oh, you're welcome. The Guadalupe floods triggered me. I know exactly how you feel, Ada K. We evacuated from Hurricane Katrina and Rita. I was a first responder and a volunteer firefighter and a Red Cross volunteer for 15 years from Katrina all the way to Harvey. So I've been on the coast, anywhere from Florida all the way up to the tip of Texas. And I have been in a lot of disaster zones. And what I've tried to explain is the water usually comes straight up and it goes down. Yeah, there's muck and mud and the houses are there. But what was so different with this is the homes and everything it was like you add a flood with a tornado all in one. Because when it floods from a hurricane and a tornado all in one. When a hurricane, the water usually comes up, it comes down. There's some of them right up on the water that will get knocked down, but as far as inland, not so much. But only way I can describe it is it's like a hurricane and tornado all in one, because we saw buildings and homes that looked like a bomb literally just exploded. We have homes on pillars that literally just were lifted off the pillars. And those were 10 feet high pillars over in Hunt past it. They were really high and they floated away. So this community is going to be hurting for a long time. But I think that I've said this about women, strong Texas women. I've said that a lot, but I think we're just strong Texas. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart, for all those who donated, our donations are now closed. It's the 4th as of tonight. We've supplied 6 wheelchairs and we supplied money to the volunteer fire department that lost all of their equipment. So I want to thank everybody for your love and support and your prayers. Please don't stop praying. We need your prayers for a long time. And
Yep.
he's back.
I'm back.
Ah,
Let's see. So that was my entire road trip
oh, wow.
for Lori's sentencing and no. That was for her second trial and sentencing and Kerrville. So 4,000 miles, 4,068 miles, 62 hours, 13 minutes, 23 seconds drive time.
Wow. Impressive. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I want to thank you for sharing all this information in a light that is very respectful, non-judgmental, non-critical. I know we all have opinions what should have happened, could have happened, wished would happen. But thank you for showing the good side of Kerrville.
I love Kerrville. I really do. Like if
you can move
so,
here, we'd have
right?
We become good friends. We can go out and do all kind of crazy stuff.
Oh my
Taking
gosh,
a
the
lot of
trouble we
hikes.
get into. Oh my gosh.
We get in a lot of trouble, y'all. We would.
It wouldn't just be baby wildcats in caves. There'd be much worse than that. I've traveled, I'm not going to say all over the country, but to a lot of different parts of the country, and I can find beautiful things in a lot of places. Like New Jersey, I hate New Jersey, but I've been to Cape May, New Jersey, and Cape May, New Jersey is beautiful, and I could live there. And Idaho, Post Falls, Idaho, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, those are beautiful places. I'll pass on Utah. No, Southwest Utah is pretty cool. Like the North Rim of the Grand Canyon.
Pokemon 730. Don't ask for that water to come all over there because you know what? If it does, it's going to suck.
It did too. It did. That was a crazy wall of water. And so what I texted you earlier, I think I want to do a deep dive into that with you and Ping. So Ping has a show that's called Nights with Ping, and he has a meteorological. There we go.
Meteorological.
I've had 2 hours of sleep in 40 hours. I can act drunk, right?
I said it for you. Meteorological. Now you can keep going.
He has a meteorology background, and so he might know something about cloud seeding. And the thing about cloud seeding is it's one of those things where government conspiracy theorists can like go bonkers with it, and maybe they're right and maybe they're wrong. And until we like dive into it, until we get some facts about it, who knows? Like seriously, who knows? Like the guy we talked to, he said it should have been a pinpoint, like the little ball from a ballpoint pen, but it came out as wide as the entire pen. So that's kind of what people would label as a conspiracy theory, but maybe there's some truth to it. Maybe there's not. Let's dig into it and find out.
Well, I'm anxious to hear that because I've heard a lot about cloud seeding, but I truly don't know a lot about it. But one of the things that I've heard recently is cloud seeding is when they go up there and they put this chemical in the cloud to try to prevent the hail from getting so big. It keeps it small, keeps it broken up so it's not so damaging. Other people say it's to bring the storms and all that. I don't know. I'm anxious to hear what he has to say. But in all honesty, no matter how you slice this pie, no matter how you eat this pie, the pie still remains. It was a perfect storm that none of us could have ever predicted. Even if we would have predicted it, nobody would have believed it. There was no matter what the alarms were, what the alarms weren't, this flood was one like never seen in the state of Texas and a lot of across the United States. I think the governor and the president said that this was one of these floods that's very precedented setting across the nation. And it breaks my heart that so many people died, not just the 27 girls. A lot of people. In fact, we have homeless people that are unaccounted for. Joe, we're still looking. I spent some time yesterday driving around to the hot spots and they weren't there.
Where are they?
I think they're gone. I think they're deceased.
But are they counted? Are they accounted for?
No, they're not. They're not a part of the accounted for.
Right. And that's another part of society that we need to work on. But that's a whole nother level of discussion, a whole nother topic, a whole nother night. I think I got through everything I wanted to get through.
Mother Nature is not to be trifled with. That is so correct, Tiff.
Hold on. Oh, Dr.
Yes.
Von Decay wants to come watch our collab with Ping. Let's do it. I'm going to email him as soon as we get off here. Let's set it up.
I'll send you a picture to use of me. I don't trust you to screenshot this.
Oh, no.
I can see the screenshot.
That's it right there. You got it.
Did you get it?
We got it.
I cannot get this open. It is like glued shut. My arthritis is so bad I can't open it. It's like, open, damn it. I want my moonshine cherry. It'll put me to one cherry has so much moonshine, it'll put you to sleep.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you so much. And thank you, Dr. Von Decay. Appreciate you so much. And everybody for being here, hanging out with us when there are other places you could be. This is a topic. It's a tough topic, and it's a tough one to just sit in and watch somebody like talk about their experience being in Kerrville and Kerr County. But come back Wednesday because I've got some interviews that you will be interested to hear. I have
I'm
some
ready.
interviews.
I haven't heard them.
I ran into a group of young ladies who were former campers at Camp Hope that were coming
And
to
you
the
didn't
memorial.
tell me this?
No, I didn't tell you this. It's a surprise. It's a secret. And I got a little 3-minute interview with them that is so adorable and so heartwarming. You can't miss it. You can't miss it. So
I'll
come back
bring a
Wednesday
sister
night.
box.
Okay. Come back Wednesday night and make sure you're over on Ada K's channel and you like and subscribe to her channel too.
And you guys on my channel, like and subscribe to Jo Schmoe over here.
Jo Schmoe.
I call him Jo Schmoe. I know it's Jo Schmoe, but in Texas, it's a Jo Schmoe. Jo Schmoe is your best friend over here. Go over to Jo Schmoe down there. He know where to get that moonshine.
He knew where to find that wildcat.
He know where to find that beer and that fish.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking and subscribing. And look for more stuff to come out. And come join us Wednesday. It's going to be good. Love y'all.
Good evening. Come and find you a seat. Grab yourself a cup of Joe and put up your feet. Let's talk about the latest news and all about true crime. We can make a difference if if we put in the time. Good evening, come and find you a seat. Grab yourself a cup of Joe and put up your feet. Let's talk about the latest news and all about true crime. We can make a difference if we put in the time. Oh, we can make a difference if we put in the time. Yeah. Good evening, come and find you a seat. Grab yourself a cup of Joe and put up your feet. Let's talk about the latest news and all about true crime.